You stumbled into a show. Some kind of show, anyway. Let's spoil some movies we love. It's a comedy show unless I get too sentimental and go off the rails. Let's find out together where it's gonna go. I'm Johnny Spoiler, and I only spoil the movies I love. Stick around for long walks on the beach that end up looking like Law and Order episodes. Stick around for betting on baseball. Stick around for creeps creeping in Hawaiian shirts at nightclubs, and I'm not talking about Johnny dance moves over here. I'm talking about not being out at some random club. I'm talking about this movie, tonight's movie, okay? Alright, let's go. Let's start the show.
Crack open a cold box of wine or pour something cold on ice because it's the Binge-Watchers podcast.
Alright, where are we at? Home video headlines. What's new in the world of TV, movies, and otherwise? Tom Hanks has a coffee browned. Browned? I'm sure it's brown. Tom Hanks has a coffee brand that he swears is really good, and it's only for charity. We'll see. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm already convinced I found the best coffee. I like this coffee brand that's out there pretending to be a Colombian, even though it's not from Colombia. It's roasted like somewhere like in Michigan or something like that. But it's still finely roast espresso style. And I learned you can't trust coffee brands even if they make great coffee. So we'll see. Tom Hanks, I don't know. The verdict's still out on your coffee. Scream 7 came out. It sucks. Sidney Prescott, too little too late. The original writer also becoming the director of this one, trying to put a little life support into it. Jeez. They screwed up. The original arc was the original killer's daughter was going to go full ghost face. And that's the way it should have gone. But they did find a way to bring back some old faces. That's probably the best thing they did, and it's not what you expect. There's been a bunch of celebrity suicides lately. Get help now. Reach out. No joke. It's awful. It's awful for them and their families and their loved ones. And for regular people, too. Everybody's all around suffering. No good, no good, no good. Martin Short lost a daughter, and a carradine went out. What's in the air this year? So many people are suffering this year. I mean, they're always suffering, but it just seems like things are heightened. Robert Carradine, he's one of my all-time heroes. He was Lewis in the Revenge of the Nerds movies. Apparently he was bipolar too, just like me. I had no idea he was suffering like that or that he was dealing with some serious shit. You never know what somebody's dealing with. He will be missed. All this makes me really feel like being blessed with creativity and professional opportunity, but cursed in my personal life too. I was thinking that there is this measurable phenomenon that creative people accomplish all these amazing things in the arts, but their personal lives are chaos and tragic. Now let's look at Jim Carrey. People are convinced that he's the latest celebrity clone because he showed up in France to collect an award and he didn't look or sound like himself. It seems like crisis management plastic surgery to me. But I didn't expect him to be into plastic surgery as a crisis tool. But you never know what somebody's dealing with, and that's kind of the whole point. It's just like give everybody some room to breathe because they'd be going through a lot of shit. Who knows? Movie of the week. A detective's investigation into a serial killing leaves a look at a disturbing connection to a local baseball team's record. That detective races against the clock to catch the serial killer before yet another victim is mysteriously murdered in Night Game. The cast is stacked. Got Roy Scheider, plays Detective Mike Seaver. You might know him from Jaws, All That Jazz, and Jaws 2. You got Karen Young playing his fiancée Roxy, who you might know from Birdie, Daylight, and Jaws the Revenge. You got Richard Bradford playing Chief Ron. You might know him from The Untouchables and The Legend of Billie Jean. You got Lane Smith, who plays Inspector Whitty, or D.A. Whitty. I don't know, he seems like he's part of some government office in this movie. You might know him from... I almost said government orifice instead of government office. Anyway, you might know Lane Smith from My Cousin Vinny, The Mighty Ducks, or Lois and Clark, the Superman show. Alright. You got Paul Gleason as the rival detective Broussard. You might know him from The Breakfast Club or Die Hard. And you got Rex Linn playing the killer. You might know him from Cliffhanger, Rush Hour, or the Wired Earp movie. Hurricane Gilbert threatened the Texas coast during filming. Cast and crew evacuated to Houston for a few days and filmed interior scenes there. The finale was filmed at the Balinese Room, located at Seawall Boulevard at 21st Street. Sadly, that entire structure was destroyed on September 13th, 2008 by Hurricane Ike. A few scenes were filmed underneath the Balinese Room, including the Murdoch's Pier and Ocean Grill, later the original Hooters Galveston location. This is where the flagship hotel is seen in the background. After the aftermath of Hurricane Ike in 2008, which devastated the Balinese Room and Hooters Galveston, resulted in the redevelopment of the flagship hotel into the Galveston Pleasure Pier, now owned by Landry's Restaurants. A new Hooters was opened off of 61st Street in 2017, replacing the former destroyed by Hurricane Ike. There's just a bunch of weather surrounding this movie, right? It interrupted filming, and later on, more hurricanes, because it's along the coast there, so, yeah, you can... Devastating or inclement weather is probably there all the time. Alright, for decades, a dance hall and illegal casino operated by Sicilian barbers turned bootleggers Sam and Rosario Maceo? M-A-C-E-O? I'm probably butchering the name. The Balinese Room was an elite spot in the 1930s and 40s, featuring Frank Sinatra, Bob Hope, George Burns, the Marx Brothers, I need to slow down, and other top acts of the day. Patrons of the private club included Howard Hughes, Sophie Tucker, and wealthy oil barons from Houston. In 1997, it was listed for the National Registry of Historic Places. During the early morning hours of September 13th, 2008, it was destroyed by Hurricane Ike. The Texas Rangers could run the 600-foot pier like the Dickens from the hotel, but never arrive in time to legally raid the place. Oh, I get it, because they paid somebody off, so they never got raided. This movie included the second and final appearance of sportscaster Bob Allen as the Houston Astros play-by-play announcer. Allen in real life was a sports reporter for KTRX-TV, Channel 13 in Houston, Texas, and later KHOU 11 until he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Allen did a cameo appearance in the 1976 ABC Movie of the Week, Murder at the World Series. So he's a baseball guy, professional baseball guy in baseball movies and TV. All right. When Mike stands Roxy up at the Broadway Theater, located at 5121 Broadway Avenue J in Galveston, Texas, the two movies advertised on the marquee are A Full Moon in Blue Water from 1988, directed by Peter Masterson, and Kansas, 1988, written by Spencer Eastman, the director and writer of Night Game, which is the movie we're watching. Both movies were also released by Transworld Entertainment. The theater itself was closed down in 1998 and razed, where a Sonic restaurant was built on the former site. I mean, so it's kind of crazy. So you get a historic ballroom that gets destroyed by a hurricane, they don't rebuild it, and it gets replaced by some dumbass restaurant or weak-ass hotel. And then you get this iconic, historic movie theater, and it gets replaced by a Sonic burger. My gosh. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say about Roy Scheider in this movie. It's a total Silver Fox situation. Roy Scheider is 26 years older than Karen Young, who plays the fiancée at the time the movie premiered. Dang, dudes. Myself, I might be slipping into my Silver Fox era here pretty soon, so, embrace the lifestyle, right? Okay. We'll be right back with our favorite bits from Night Game right after these messages. Forget everything you've heard about vampires. Warns Jack Crow, played by James Woods, the leader of Team Crow, a relentless group of mercenary vampire slayers. When Master Vampire Valak, played by Thomas Ian Griffith, decimates Jack's entire team, Crow and the sole team survivor Montoya, played by Daniel Baldwin, set out in pursuit. Breaking all the rules, Crow and Montoya take down one of Valak's victims as a hostage. She's the beautiful but unlucky prostitute Cheryl Lee. She's the sole psychic link to Valak, and they use her to track down the leader of the undead. As Valak nears the climax of his 600-year search for the Berzier Cross, Jack and the new Team Crow do everything possible to prevent him from possessing the only thing that can grant him and all the vampires omnipotent power to walk the world in daylight. Of course, we're talking about Vampires, which got released on a limited edition steelbook, 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray, and you can order it now with our Amazon seller link. We're talking bonus content, a 4K restoration from the original camera negative. It's presented in Dolby Vision. It's got audio commentary with director John Carpenter. You got Time to Kill Some Vampires, interviews with the director John Carpenter, producer Sally King Carpenter, and cinematographer Gary B. Kibb. Jack the Vampire Slayer, you got the interview with the actor James Woods. The First Vampire, you got an interview with actor Thomas Ian Griffith. Raising the Stakes, you got interviews with the special effects artist Greg Nicotero. Padre, you got an interview with actor Tim Guinea. Original making of featurettes, you got all the TV spots and the still gallery. So bonus features galore, people. Get your copy of Vampires Limited Edition Steelbook 4K Ultra HD Plus Blu-ray. Physical media is making a little swing of a comeback among collectors right now and younger fans, which is kind of crazy. They're grabbing them like freaking vinyl records. Anyway, you can order yourself a copy of Vampires. We actually like this movie a lot. We did a rundown. We did like a list of vampire road trip movies. This is ages ago. However, it's still in one of our top favorite vampire movie positions. It's top 5 for sure. All right, order it with our Amazon link. Yeah, vampires. All right, now back to the show already in progress. We're not going to talk about vampires all night. Favorite bits from Night Game. I realized I was rushing through this show. I should have slowed down, enjoyed myself, took my time. I don't know, sometimes I panic and start reading things faster. I have notes. Words start to move really quickly, and then I'm trying to speak as loud as I can read, which is probably a bad thing, right? If I'm trying to talk to you, I should calm down, slow down. Take a sip of my bevy. All right. Where are we at? Favorite bits from Night Game. The opening credits hit hard with a sultry saxophone. The first victim looks like the detective's fiancé. The victim is a working girl, but she acknowledges the killer that she knows him. I'm glad they named the victim Loretta. Sometimes in the movies they don't even humanize the victims. Briefly, a note on working girls. Yes, they deserve a union. Yes, they should legalize it, so they have more productive rights and security. There's an interesting character scene. He interviews the hooker's friend, who's also a hooker, but then he arrests the friend. I don't agree that he should have arrested her, but it shows that he has a personal code. A code that he actually kind of betrays later to warn a potential suspect to leave town, because that suspect is like a simpleton who used to work for his dad, and he gives the guy like a heads up, to get out of town before he gets investigated, right? Alright, there's a pattern emerging, multiple victims with a hook, and love notes get left behind. The police procedural scenes are unusually well done. This is like pre-SUV, pre-Law and Order, but they put together the killer's pattern around like baseball, which is pretty brilliant. The final showdown is well done. Not overdone, and all things considered pretty realistic and suspenseful. I like that they also visited a baseball game at the end. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Roy Scheider's in a bunch of these movies. Like I was looking at his IMDb, and he's in a lot of thrillers, but he's in a lot of obviously, maybe he's typecast, I don't know, plays detectives in like all these psychological thrillers or these relationship movies, but he's this old school grizzly masculine man. I mean, in the beginning of this movie, he's, his shirt's wide open and he's hanging out with this younger fiance, and you go, okay, we know what movie we're watching. We get it, guy. We understand. All right. It sizzles on the screen. All right. How do we rate this movie? So we got a special rating system, a patented movie rating system on here. We do things a little bit differently. What we do is binge now, binge later, binge never. How that works is watch it now, add it to the list, get around to it, or don't watch it. You can't get the time back. You might as well be licking paint off a wall instead of watching this movie and wasting 2 hours of your life. This week's movie is a solid binge now. Binge now, baby. It's much better than I expected to see. I had very low expectations for this movie. That also helps when you're watching movies. They say that. My friends are always talking to me about that. Like, if you set too many high expectations, you're going to get deflated. But if you have no expectations going in, you might be pleasantly surprised. I set low expectations for this just because I just assumed it was going to be sleazy and trashy, like low, like maybe less than a B movie quality, and just kind of like something you would watch on like a midnight movie or scrolling through TV late at night, and you go, what's this? The guy has a hook hand and he's killing people. Yeah, spoiler alert, he gets blasted and executed at the seaside restaurant. Anyway, did I ruin the movie for you? I don't know. I mean, you obviously can assume it's a detective movie, so they're probably going to catch the person in the end or have a shootout. That should be obvious, the type of movie you're watching. Where are we at? Oh, we're talking about freaking Night Game. The finale's kind of cool because the movie's like built on stilts at a dock on the water. They're having the water reflect and the neon lights from the nightclub, and the wife's being chased around the exterior of the building. She exited through the kitchen, so the door's locked on one side, so she can't get back in. And she's banging on the restaurant windows as furiously as she can. People are like, huh? She needs help? No, we're going to go back to our Coke and our dates. you know? Yeah, the nightclub goers are like, okay, is this part of the show or what? You know? They don't really know what's going on. Or they don't care. I mean, well, people don't react in crises, do they? Just kind of watch things. So anyway, so yeah, the confrontation. Well, I mean, the wife is getting stalked through the whole movie, and it's interesting that the victims are all look like her. So there's definitely a pattern with the dude, and he's going after people that look like her, and she has some close calls in the movie. So you think, I mean, you think you're about to see her get executed, and as the detective husband or boyfriend, or whatever, arrives, and he's trying to reach her because he sees that she's struggling on the other side of the nightclub, and he sees her through the windows, right? Because like I said, there's like 6 exterior windows, but then there's one back pier attached to the back working side of this restaurant or whatever, like the service doors or whatever. And anyway, like you don't think he's gonna get there in time to really save the day. So I would say the anxiety, the anticipation, the suspense, it's really driven up, and you go along with it. That's the thing. They said it. They didn't exaggerate too many things. All things considered, it's pretty realistic, like I said. So they did it just enough to suspend your disbelief, to think like, oh, this guy has a beef with both baseball and this detective. It's personal for him. He lost a hand. He's using a hook to kill all these girls, and it's all gonna boil down to this final confrontation between him and the detective's fiance, and the guy with the hook hand. And you believe it at that point, but it's not so over the top. He's not superhuman. He's not like over the top psychopath. He's more mute style, which seems more realistic. Like, we're not gonna get inside his head and understand him, because in real life, you might read reports or say interviews. Do you understand these people? I don't know if you do or not. The things that they do. So I thought that was pretty well done. Anyway, yeah, binge now. Like I said, I didn't even try to drag that out. Usually the rating part of the show, I drag that out so you don't know which way I'm gonna lean. But I gave it to you straight up. Fan service. If the fans are chiming in, what are they squawking about this week? 3 days ago, Chud Blaster 69. What a great name. Chud Blaster 69 said, "Welcome back, Mr. Belushi. We missed you." I missed you too. I count Elvis and John Belushi among my influences for sure. Elvis sings an amazing rendition of Blue Christmas, and John Belushi is great in Blues Brothers. As far as fans go, you know, if they're not watching me on Spotify, you're chopping it up with comments on clips on TikTok or YouTube. That seems to be where they're at. They're consuming the podcast in clips on TikTok or YouTube. Oh yeah, also Facebook. They're watching a lot of stuff on Facebook. Whatever. Oh, it's not Facebook anymore. What is it? Meta AI or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, you can reach me. I mean, we got an email for the show on the website, and if you find the socials and you're devouring those clips, leave a comment. I'll read it on the show. Whatever. I'll respond to it on the show, which is kind of fun. You can engage with me that way. Just don't stalk me in real life. That's always uncomfortable at a pizza place, gas station, or my neck of the woods. Let's not do any of that. There's a couple people out there sharpening both their knives and getting their nibble hards, just thinking about coming to see me this weekend. You never know. All right. So let's not have me turn into the sequel tonight game. Yeah. Johnny's on the run in that one. No. Get on them clips. Make some comments. And we'll respond to them on the show. Staff picks. If we watch something besides the movie of the week, and you're not going to watch the movie of the week, what can we recommend for you? You know, I rewatched 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. I forgot about this one. It's got David Spade. It's got Joe Pesci. It's got George Hamilton. Damon Wayans was supposed to be the lead with Will Smith as a supporting actor. They didn't show up for this movie. They quit like days before they started filming it or something, and David Spade stepped in, and some other actor we don't know plays the lead. Some forgettable actor. Written and directed by the writer of Dead Poets Society. It's too zany. It's slapstick. It's over the top for the themes that it has. The best bit is actually the nightmare sequence in which the hitman, played by Joe Pesci, he dreams about the headless bodies coming after him like zombies. That's probably the best part of the whole movie. I don't remember the ending. I rewatched it, and the ending is kind of abrupt, and I don't remember if it solves all the issues with what happens to all the characters or like whatever. Essentially, a college kid, he switches duffel bags with a hitman on an airplane. One bag has heads in it. One bag has clothes for college and college homework and a thesis paper or something like that. But he The college kid is supposed to get married to some rich girl, and her family drags him down to Mexico for a family get-to-know-you vacation, but the girl wants to break up with them. They're yuppies. They can go to hell. But then the hitman shows up in Mexico at the resort looking for the bag of heads because, it's going to be his head if he doesn't turn in the other heads, because that's how they collect the bounties. The heads are proof that the work was done and whatever, and the mid-level mobsters are all going to be executed by the mob boss if they don't deliver the heads or something like that. It's all kind of exaggerated, which everybody was surprised, got greenlit, I think, because of the success of the writer's job with Dead Poet Society, and this is a complete 360 from that movie, and kind of like 90s slapstick comedy. It falls off, but then it falls off, like I said. Whatever. So, it's the staff pick, too, and I'm, like, literally saying, if you don't want to watch the movie The Weeknight Game, go watch Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag, and it sounds like I don't even really like Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag. Look, if you're looking for another movie with David Spade or Joe Pesci and you want it to be a comedy, you could watch this one. All right. And just like that, folks, friends, guys, gals, and otherwise, we've arrived. It's closing time. Don't cry. I'll be back to support you. But it's closing time. Close out your tab and we'll see you later, like the song done says. All right. Peace and chicken grease. I haven't used that one in a long time. Have you heard of that? Do you ever hear that phrase? Have you heard of that phrase? All right. We'll be back to spoil movies another time. See you next time. I mean, I've literally ended this like 5 different ways. I don't know what else I can say. There's no bonus features here at the end. I don't know what you expect me to do. Rub my nipples with oil? It's not happening today. You got to get to my OnlyFans or something like that.